In Project Zomboid, one of your first objectives is to find a base to live in and defend, and most people settle for a nice house on the edge of town while some others choose to live in solitude in a nice cabin in the woods. A smaller portion of people may even build a house from scratch, but then there's this other group. Some may call them undesirables, but I call them my kind of people, and these people aren't satisfied with just a simple home to live in and store their loot. They need more. And when I say more, I don't mean a couple extra side bases, no. I mean an entire fucking town. And that's why today we're gonna see if it's possible to completely wall off a town to make your base in Project Zomboid. But first, we're on the road to 50k subscribers, so if you want to help get us there, go down and subscribe, it will be a huge help. But now, let's talk about making a town your base. So is it possible? Well, yes. This game lets you do whatever you want, including spending an ungodly amount of time walling off an entire town. But the question isn't really, is it possible? Instead, it's, is it plausible? See, all you need to do is turn off zombie respawn, go out there and gather a large amount of supplies you'll need to pull this off, and then go destroy an entire ecosystem and start building. Then after a week you might actually be done and you can kill off all the zombies inside your walls and bam, you have an entire town to yourself. But the thing is, doing this is kind of like running to the edge of the map in Minecraft. You know you can do it, but you know you also want to have a girlfriend before the age of 40, and these two things can't exactly coexist. So is it plausible? Well, unless you consider genociding an entire species of trees plausible, I'm gonna have to say no. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna try it. In debug mode at least. Sorry, but between this, college, and my crippling addiction to Rocket League, I wish I was joking, I just do not have the time to raw dog this and do it without cheats, so I'm gonna just spawn in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'm gonna see how much time and resources this takes me. Now while doing this, keep in mind that I'm skipping the entire gathering and transporting resources process, so however long this takes, I'd say double that time, and that might be an accurate number to how long this would take you. Now obviously as a solo player, this isn't a great way to spend your time unless you're just doing it for fun. For one person, building up a singular house is more than enough. But let's say you're playing multiplayer and have a group of maybe 5 or more people. Anything below 5 and I'd say you'd be fine with a house or 2, but if you have 5 or more, doing this might actually not be a bad idea. The time it would take will be greatly reduced, and if you're playing on a server, you will be the top dogs. No one's going to want to mess with the group who made an entire town their base. But really quickly, let me talk about a big con of doing this. Any walls you build are destructible, and building such a large perimeter will mean it's pretty much impossible to defend it all. So there will be many times where a small horde might break through and you won't even realize it. Then you have to clear the zombies and get more resources to fill the breach, so even with a large group of people, this will be challenging. But let's go ahead and see how long this took me and how many resources I had to go through. And also I'm doing this in Rosewood because I mean, well, come on. I know Moldra is in the thumbnail, but it's just too damn long. Like whoever built this town was like, alright, so you know how towns are like kind of squarish and rectangular? Well, what if we just did that, but then stretched it way out? So yeah, Rosewood it is. And after doing this while watching YouTube shorts like a true iPad kid, I have deduced that it takes 1 hour, 1 minute, and 13 seconds to wall off all of Rosewood. Well, at least this section of Rosewood because I am a dumbass, and I made my turn too early and missed half the town. I used 2,732 logs and rip sheets, and if we take into account the area of the town I missed, I would say you need probably more like 6,000 logs and sheets, and it would take probably an extra hour if I didn't miss half the town. And I also need to add in the time to gather 6,000 logs and sheets and transporting them around the entire town. Each tree gives you on average 4 logs, so that's 1,500 trees you need to brutally murder, and then most clothing items give you about 4 rip sheets, so you need to find and rip up 1,500 pieces of clothing. Doing both those things will probably take longer than actually building the walls, so I'm gonna say that's an extra 5 hours of work, and honestly it may take even longer. So adding all that together, it will take you about 7 hours to wall off Rosewood, and that is a very crude estimate, so don't be surprised if it takes even longer. So yeah, doing this solo is possible, but a very big commitment. Attempting this with a group would make it a lot more plausible and probably more fun, so I'd recommend doing it that way. But honestly, this is something I've wanted to try without cheats, so maybe one day I can do a live stream where I actually attempt doing this. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.